What up, y'all? So, a few days ago, I was brought up talking about are relationships worth it, and I said yes, and I do believe they are. But now the question is, do I think that marriages are worth it? And my answer to that would be absolutely not. There's really no benefit for at least the man's side to get married. There really is no benefit. It doesn't make a peace of mind. It doesn't really, in the long term, make a woman happy, feeling like that they've finally locked them up. Because when you look at divorce rates, the divorce rates are extremely high. You have a higher chance for a man getting divorced than getting a woman, almost at this point. Because everyone wants the bag, but no one wants, and the stability of it, but no one wants the commitment of it. It's just a feeling. The chance to go down wearing a dress, the chance of being able to be in a big environment saying, I got the ring. But after that, once the honeymoon phase dwindles out and kind of burns out, that's when you're on a borrowed clock. Because the chances are that your marriage is really going to last long term is very slim. Very, very slim. Which is unfortunate. Because you should hopefully find someone for be your forever. But unfortunately, that doesn't happen very often. Now, if you did get married, I would probably tell you go a prolonged engagement to make it where they need to wait it out. And also, I would tell you get an ironclad prenuptial, which I'm sure right at that moment in time, you guys are breaking up instantly after you mention that. Because you'll probably find no one that'll be like, oh, okay, I'll sign this prenup just to marry you. No, they're going to want the whole bag, and they want the cake and be able to eat it too. So if they decide to divorce you later, they could take everything. Because this isn't a clash at all women, but unfortunately, a mass majority, once a woman feels scorned, even if she does it to herself, they're gonna feel entitled to half of whatever you have, no matter what you did. You don't even have to do anything wrong, and they will take you to the cleaners. Now, there are a few that they won't, and they might leave amicably, and you might split amicably and not bury each other. But you probably got a better chance of hitting the lottery than that actually happening. Because I think about 1 out of every 10 I've seen has been absolutely abusive on the divorce side. So I would definitely push to have a prenup done where you have an infidelity clause where if someone cheats and winds up pregnant, the other party is not liable to that kid. So if your girl gets pregnant and it's not yours, you're not actually stuck fitting the bill unless you choose to override your own prenup and say, you know what, I still want to pay for the kid, which is your right. But you shouldn't be. But you should get yourself set up to where you're not forced to have. You should be allowed the decision, not be forced into it because someone else did wrong. Then I would also have the clause to make sure whatever you owned of possession. So if you owned a house and a company, prenuptially, you add in, these cannot be touched if we split. You walk away with that in full. Because then, if you don't look like you're just nothing but a paycheck, I bet you the woman you're dating, the woman that you're thinking of marrying, bet you she'll break up with you because you're no longer attractive and no longer her kind of guy. Because at the end of the day, it's a matter of what's in your pocketbook, not what's in your heart. No one gives a damn about a man's heart, and they really don't. They would rather eat you up and spit you out and turn you into a used good, which is very unfortunate. And I hate being cynical, but unfortunately, from what I've seen, kindness is the asset that does not really count to the rule. That's kind of gone out the door, especially with chivalry and everything else. But fellas, I would tell you, if you do ever think of marrying, go an extra long engagement, maybe make it like a 2-year, 3-year engagement where she has to kind of wait, get your finances in check, so that way you're ready for it, not just rush it. But then also have a prenup paid and signed on to where you're going into that marriage and it's just going to be out of pure love. There's not going to be a financial or emotional gain for marrying you. Like the lady that divorced on the Amazon guy. They divorced, and then she wound up becoming like one of the richest people on the planet, and she had nothing, just him and his company. But the one benefit is they did build it up together, so it's understandable. But imagine if under the stance you already were built up, which is 9 out of 10 what I've seen women want now, and then they want 50% of whatever you built up the second you're gone. That ain't right. And fellas, you need to protect yourself on that with an infidelity clause and a clause on all of your assets belong to you in case of a divorce. You take back whatever you own. Make it to where they have to build with you, not just piggyback off of you. But that's my 2 cents. And I mean, my impression, I would just say stay engaged, never get married. It's unfortunate. If you can have kids, if you can find a woman that's willing to have kids with you but not need to marry you, perfect. That's actually the best case scenario for all parties, because then all you're having to do is worry about the child and not about each other when it comes to that. If they decide they're bored with you and they want to split, well, now you're not legally binded and contracted to them for it. Just in the case of the other way around, because a pill of it usually is never 50-50. It kind of sways and goes, and eventually if you get bored with the individual, they're going to all of a sudden look beyond. It's just unfortunate. I think it's honestly just human nature for both parties. But I would say prenup, long engagement, and if you can, probably just never get married. Just have kids out of wedlock, because the traditional aspects and the roles of all that, that's dead and gone, and I don't think it will ever return. But that's my 2 cents. Let me know what y'all think, and have a great day. Later.